Hi everyone, happy holidays. I have a fun and frugal flower video for you today with some finds that I found at the grocery store. So 'tis the season, we're doing lots of crafting, and you all know how much I love my flowers. So I thought it would be fun to do a video on how to make a centerpiece or a holiday gift, perhaps a hostess gift or a handmade gift out of finds from the grocery store. So I love to be frugal. I love using flowers, and I also love repurposing and reusing some things. So now's the time where we all should be slowing down and enjoying the season, but we're all rushing a little bit. And so I thought it might be a helpful time to put out a video on how to pick up some things when you're already at the grocery store to make a really pretty little centerpiece or gift. So what I found, and I have some little clips of me shopping at the store, I found some beautiful floral bouquets. And so it's so easy to go and get a good variety of what you'll need for a little arrangement with some of these pre-made bouquets. Because what you're getting is you're getting a pre-mixed bouquet with some focal flowers. Look at the Gerber daisy, and then there's the beautiful carnations. And then you've got your secondary flowers or your accent flowers, so some nice chrysanthemums, and then you've got some fillers. So we've got some berries and a little bit of sweet William. So you're getting all the ingredients that you need. And then I also picked up just a little inexpensive bunch. I think this was $2.99 baby's breath. So I don't have any greens in the mix, but sometimes you'll see some greenery. It's always fun to add that. But it's not necessary, or you could also go forage around your yard, and if you have some pine or some evergreens that you could snip and add in, then that's perfect too. And then what we're looking for is something that we can repurpose from the grocery store. So just some kind of container or vessel that will hold water. So you can be really creative here. I'm using this emptied almond breeze, almond milk here container, so cardboard, but you can also use a jug, like if you have a milk in a jug, you can use that. You could use a larger can if you've emptied some stewed tomatoes or whatnot, or you could use some large yogurt containers, or of course you can also go and just purchase while you're at the store some little storage containers and use those. So those, and then I wanted something fun to cover my container, so I picked up some candy canes. And you could also use some peppermint sticks. They did have some in some different colors, so that could be fun too, depending on what you're using for your flowers. And I'm going to be cutting this container down a little bit, so maybe in half. And then we're going to be gluing the candy canes to the outside to make it look really festive. So just some simple items that I picked up. And then of course, for supplies for the crafting today, I have my scissors and I have my glue gun out. So just a little quick tip on when you're selecting your bouquet. You want to make sure that you are selecting something really healthy. And how I do that is, of course, I visually just look at it quick to make sure I've got some tight buds in the mix and nothing is browning. But also, you want to go ahead and peek at the undersides, and I'm going to come closer so you can see, and make sure that the undersides of the petals here, the flowers, are not browning or loose. So that will ensure you that you're getting a nice healthy bouquet that you're going to get some mileage out of. So when you get your bouquet home, you are going to want to, the floral preservator is wrapped right in here. Make sure you grab one of those while you're at the store. A lot of times they give them away for free there. It's a little added bonus. So when you're cutting your package open, if you can save an elastic band, from your bouquet, we can reuse that, or if you just have some bands around the house, an elastic band or some string, it's going to be great. But what you want to do when you get your bouquet home, before you get to your arranging, is you want to recut the stems, and you want to cut them on a 45-degree angle and just recut a little bit off. I usually just take a little off, maybe an inch or two, until I'm ready to arrange. And then that way we're going to plunge them in some cool water or some tepid water. Room temperature is fine. And you're giving the stem more surface area to absorb the nutrients and the water. So just a quick little 45-degree angle here. So I'm going to go ahead and recut them. And then I'm going to sit them in some water while I'm getting my container ready. Making a mess, which is something I'm really good at. I've got some water in my pitcher here. My little packet of preservative here. Okay. All right, so before I cut down my container here, I just want to eyeball and then put a little mark where I'm going to try to cut. So marker, pen, okay. And let's see here. And then we're just going to cut it down. Okay, that's it. So I'm just going to give this a quick little rinse here. And at this point, so you have your container, any kind of vessel that will hold the water. You can also cover this before you go ahead and glue your candy canes on with some moss. So just glue the moss right on here. And that way you'll have a little added extra insurance that the pattern of the container won't show through. So I am just going to go ahead and I'm going to glue these straight on here. If I didn't think I had enough candy canes, I probably would go ahead and do that because the moss is kind of pretty showing through. You can also do that after, just add a little bit when you're done to kind of fill in if you need to. So I'm going to do that because I'm assuming that you're rushing around for the holidays and you just want a quick arrangement. All right, we're going to start gluing the candy canes on the prepped carton here. So I want to make sure that when I'm gluing, they are level with the bottom or even a little bit raised, just so the carton will sit flat. And I'm going to go all the way around, just like this. And I'm going to just try to put them as tight as I possibly can. So I'm going to go for it. Glue gun's ready. I should mention too that I keep my candy canes wrapped. So wrappers on. I think I remember doing this at one point in the past with a Cool Whip container. So you can vary the shape. This is just what I had today. It's very, very hot. So be careful when you're working with it. Okay, so at this point, the candy cane gluing is complete. And I just wanted to show you, in case at home you do want to go ahead and use the moss to cover the container. So like I said, it's an option to glue on before you start gluing your candy canes, and then you'll be assured that the whole area is covered. Or you can also do it after. And so I would just take a little bit, maybe use some skewers and some hot glue and just fill in the gaps. And I could do that with this if I wanted to, but for purposes of just showing you all at home how easy it is to make your own little craft here, your own decorative vessel for your flower arrangement, I'm just going to leave it as is. And I think it looks really pretty. I just wanted to give you all that option. So now we're ready to put some water in the container, and if you'll remember, the packets of the floral preservative came with the bouquets, so when you're picking those up, make sure that you get one. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to open it if I can find my scissors here. And then I'm going to pour it in the container, and I'm going to put some water in the container. So I like to pour this in as I'm filling the container here. And you can just go ahead and use some tepid water. You don't want to put warm water in here for the flowers, because then that will really force them to open up quickly. So you want it to be tepid to cool, but you also want your powdered preservative to dissolve in the water here. Okay, so I've got the water in here, and I'm going to bring it back over here so you can all see what I'm doing. So now we're going to get going with the flowers, and I'm going to pick and choose because I think I have plenty here. I may save some for another project or another video that I want to bring all of you at home. So scissors or pruners are fine. And then if you'll remember, we cut our stems on the 45-degree angle, and we're going to go ahead and do the same angle for the flower arrangement. So we're just going to cut them to length. Now I like my little arrangements to be roughly double, so double in height. So I'm just like thinking about the container, and then I would say 1.5 taller is plenty. If this is going to be something you're going to use for a dinner party, a holiday dinner, then you want to make sure it's a little lower so that you can see your guests over the arrangement. That kind of bugs me when there's something, you know, big and beautiful. It is beautiful, but then you have a hard time seeing each other when you're having your dinner. So I'm just going to cut my flowers, and all I'm going to do, I'm not even going to use floral foam because this is going to be our frugal arrangement, is I'm just going to make a little bouquet, and I have my elastic set aside waiting for my bouquet. Okay, so I try to just strip any leaves that are going to be in the water. So just remove those, because that is going to make your water murkier quicker. You want to make sure your arrangement has fresh water. We're going to talk about aftercare at the end. So I just want to hold this up and just kind of test this. So I may go a little bit shorter. And so I will just go ahead and re-trim some of my ends here. All right, so I'm just working on this in my hand here, just doing my little arrangement. And then just kind of playing around with it, making sure I like the combination of the colors and the textures. And here. All right, so we could just leave it loose, or you can also go back and get your elastic band. So if you recycled it from your bouquet, or if you have an elastic band around the house, and we're doing this instead of using some floral foam, because we're really just trying to use what we have here. I'm going to do it a little loose, and there we go. So all right, now at this point, remember in the beginning of the video, I also mentioned if you have any greenery in your gardens, you can go ahead and use that. So I'm kind of eyeballing some in the yard right now. So I could use that if I wanted to, or, add a little bit more if you wanted a little fuller. Perhaps you have some ornaments you didn't use on your tree this year, or some pine cones. Go ahead and add them in. So we're just trying to use what we have, repurpose, reuse, and be a little bit frugal today. And just quick mention on aftercare, super easy. Just go ahead and refresh the water every day or two. Check it, make sure it doesn't get any murky, because then you're going to have bacteria in there and your flowers won't last as long. So you want them to last as long as possible. So just keep checking the water and swap it out every day or two. And that's it. Enjoy. So I'm going to finish up here, maybe embellish it a little bit, but I so appreciate all of you joining me. I really wish you and your family the happiest of holidays. Thank you so much. If you like the video, please go ahead and tap like, and go ahead and hit subscribe for some future gardening fun with us. Leftover ornaments that I didn't use on my tree this year, and skewers, which I found in my kitchen and you can also find at the grocery store.